Errands, and he's going to talk a little bit about his musical, his show Epic. And I just want to share with you all, you may see over here, Michael Fling is standing behind an iPhone. We have a whole community of people who are online right now. They are watching us, they are live streaming with us. There's a paper copy right here that you can use as well.
Oh, okay.
So they are live streaming with us. They are on TikTok, on our TikTok Live. I don't know if any of you are fans of TikTok, if you have the TikTok app, I'm not sure. But they are watching to us. We had about, how many people? Like, a lot of people, like 1,800 people signed up. I don't know how many are with us right now, but we're really excited to have them. And we'll talk more about the TikTok community and the Discord community a little bit later. But first, I'm going to pass it over to Jorge, and he's going to introduce himself and talk about Epic.
Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing today? Super good. It's nice to meet you all. Thank you again for the intro, Blair. My name is Jorge Miguel Rivera Errands, and I'm writing a musical called Epic. Now, Epic is inspired by Homer's The Odyssey, and for anybody who doesn't know The Odyssey is essentially an ancient Greek poem that tells the story of Odysseus, a Greek hero, who must sail through monsters and gods in order to get back to his kingdom of Ithaca, where his wife Penelope and his son Telemachus are waiting for him. I've been working on this musical for the last 2 years and 9 months, I believe, and I'm going to show you guys some songs today. I'm going to talk about the process, I'm going to talk about the community that Epic has sort of gathered, and I'm really excited to show this to you.
So we're going to share some music with you. We'll talk a little bit about the community, as Jorge said, and then we'll have a Q&A at the end, and that Q&A will feature questions from all of you here live and folks who have submitted questions online. So we'll do a little back and forth. We have to share. I know that's hard, but we'll do it. So you want to get started? Should we intro the first song?
Yeah. Okay, so the show begins at the end of a 10-year-long war known as the Trojan War, right? If anybody here is familiar with the Trojan Horse, that was Odysseus' plan. And so this is how the show begins. We get to meet Odysseus as a tactician, right? He's enacting this super complex plan to defeat the Trojans after 10 long years. And then we get to see him. We get to see what his internal conflict is in this first song. So I'm going to show you guys the first song. I highly recommend following with the lyrics if you have them, or scanning the QR code, because it's there's a lot of info flying out at once. But yeah, here we go. Alright, my brothers, listen closely. Tonight we make the Trojans pay. 10 years of war, they killed us slowly, but now we'll be the ones to slay. Think of your wives and your children. Your families wonder where you've been. They're growing old and yet you're still here. Do what I say and you'll see them again. Yes, sir! Diomedes will lead the charge. Agamemnon will flank the guards. Menelaus will let our men through the gates and take the whole city at large. Teucer will shoot at the ambush attack, and we'll let Jax will stay back. Nestor, to draw Helen and protect her. Io, avenge your father, kill the brothers of Hector. Yes, sir! Father in strength now. Use that well of pride. Fight through everything now. Ask yourself inside. What do you live for? What do you try for? What do you wish for? What do you fight for? What do you live for? What do you try for? What do you wish for? What do you fight for? Penelope, Penelope, and Telemachus. I fight for us. I fight for us. What do you live for? Penelope. What do you try for? Telemachus. What do you wish for? I'm on my way. What do you fight for? Attack!
Of what is to come cannot be outrun, can only be dealt with right here and now.
Tell me how.
I don't think you're ready. A mission to kill someone's son, a foe who won't run, unlike anyone you have faced before.
Say no more. I know that I'm ready.
I don't think you're ready.
It's just an infant. It's just a boy. What sort of imminent threat does he pose that I cannot avoid?
This is the son of none other than Troy's very own Prince Hector. Know that he will grow from a boy to an avenger, one fueled with rage as you're consumed with age. If you don't end it now, you'll have no one left to say. You can say goodbye to
Penelope.
You can say goodbye to
Penelope. I can raise him as my own. I'll set him far away from here. Share his past is never gone. I got a place for ya. I'm on my knees for ya. I'll never see.
the gods.
Please don't make me do this. Don't make me do this.
The blood on your hands is something you won't lose. All you can choose is lose.
That's the first song.
That's the first song. So I know we look like we're being really rude up here on our phone, but we're actually watching ourselves on the live in the chat. And I see a lot of call-ups from Michael Fling, who's behind the camera there. We got the real MVP over there. So
Thank you so much, Michael, for being the best camera.
so that's the opening of Epic.
Yeah, and just to recontextualize it for anybody who might not have been able to find the lyrics. So essentially, we meet Odysseus at the end of this big Trojan War. He enacts his super complex plan to defeat the Trojans, right? And then a god comes down and presents to him a very difficult moral choice. Now, in this next song that I'm going to show you guys, we're going to see what he chooses to do and what that indicates about him. Now, this internal conflict that we show in this next song is essentially what the main theme of Epic is. We see him wrestle with this internal conflict throughout the entire show. So, this next song is called Just a Man. Oh, also, wait, sorry. I should also let you guys know, the entire musical is sung through. So from the beginning of the show to the end, it is completely sung. There are about 40 songs in total, 20 in Act 1 and 20 in Act 2. And I know that sounds like a lot, but the runtime's actually looking like 2 hours and 10 minutes. So
Yes, so not too long, not too long. I also wanted to call out, because I saw on the printed copy here that there's some pictures on the lyric pages, right?
Oh, yes. Okay, so if you guys see in the first page, there's like a picture of Odysseus, right? And that was a commissioned art from this amazing artist called Zenzi Fable. And there will be more awesome fan art that we will see in the documents, and we'll talk a bit more about that when we get to the community part.
Awesome. So this is Just a Man.
I look into your eyes and I think back to the song of mine. You're as old as he was when I left for good. Will these actions haunt my days? Every man I've slain is the price I pay. Endless pain. Close your eyes and spare yourself the view. How could I hurt you?
just the name. That's just the name. And so you can see there's like a wide variety of music from the first song to this song, very different. But I have to embarrass him a little bit here because everything you're hearing was mixed, mastered, produced, and sung by Jorge right here. So with the help of very talented, very talented. With the help of some friends, right? On the first song, I think you had a
Yes.
well.
So the person who voiced Zeus in the first song, his name is Mario Simone. He was a friend of mine in college, and he's got an amazing, deep, rich voice. He's so great.
So it's really interesting to see how the different characters, like his deep, rich voice represents Zeus. We have you singing Odysseus, or we'll see some other folks later on. Talk a little bit about the music and how you are kind of playing with the music, playing with the characters, and trying to really focus on making that very specific in the show.
For sure. So, the way I try to make the musical language of epic is such that when we're dealing with mortals, the music is more orchestral and leans onto real instruments. Sorry, not real instruments. Let's just say with orchestral instruments for now. However, when the show dives into the divine, into the gods and the magical and the spells and monsters, the music takes a turn and starts incorporating more electronic elements, right? A really cool example that I like to think of is in that first song, we hear a lot of like orchestral drums here for Odysseus, but when Zeus comes in that first song, that's when an electronic synth starts coming in and it changes the vibe of the music. Another example that I'm about to show you guys right now is the antagonist of this musical. His name is Poseidon, and he is the god of the sea. Now, Poseidon is on the complete opposite end of the philosophical spectrum as Odysseus, because Odysseus, while he has to make these difficult decisions, he believes that makes him a monster and that is bad. However, Poseidon is of the belief that you need to be able to have that monster, that you need to be able to be ruthless when necessary in order to take care of and to protect that which you love. And so this next song that I'm going to show you is called Ruthlessness. And just to give some quick context, right before this, Odysseus spared this Poseidon's son in this really intense battle. And now Poseidon gets to put his word in.
I try to chill with the waves, but damn, you cross the line. I've been so gracious, and don't you hurt the son of mine. That's right, the Cyclops you made blind is mine. Oh, I'll bet without choice, hell without doubt. Guess the back of wolves is swimming with the shark now. I gotta make you bleed, I need to see you drown. But before you go, I need to make you learn how. Ruthlessness is mercy upon us. Ruthlessness is mercy upon us. Ruthlessness is mercy upon ourselves. You are the worst kind of good, 'cause you're not even great. A Greek who reeks of false righteousness, that's what I hate. 'Cause you fight to save lives, but won't kill and don't get the job done. I mean, you totally could have avoided all this had you just killed my son. But no, you are far too nice, mercy has a price. It's the final crack, we're about to break the ice now. You reveal your name, and you let it live. Unlike you, have got no mercy left to give, 'cause ruthlessness is mercy upon us. Ruthlessness is mercy upon us. Ruthlessness is mercy upon ourselves. And now it's finally time to say goodbye today. You died, unless of course you apologize for my son's pain and all his cries. Poseidon, we meant no harm, we only hurt him to disarm him. We took no pleasure in his pain, we only wanted remember me.
So can you tell us a little bit like what happened there at the end? Because there's clearly a musical transition, and so want to tell us a little bit about that?
Oh yeah, sorry. So a couple songs before this, Odysseus. So essentially, after Odysseus has his battle with the Cyclops, who happens to be Poseidon's son, Poseidon sends a storm that blocks Odysseus from getting home. Right? Odysseus gets help from this wind god who puts all of that storm in this bag, right? And tells Odysseus, you can make it home as long as you don't open this bag. Things go awry, and one of the crew members opens the bag, which sends them to Poseidon's domain. But Odysseus closes it before it's completely out of air, so he can save some of the wind, right? And then in that final moment before Poseidon gives judgment, Odysseus slices open the wind bag, releasing whatever is left of the bag of the air, and sends the ship soaring through the skies and onto a mysterious island that I'll talk about in a minute.
So it's clear that there's a lot of big, dare I say, epic moments in the show. Is there, and obviously you have the source material, but are there other kind of inspirations you have for the way you're writing and the way you're setting the story?
Yeah, so growing up, I played a lot of video games, right? And I love the way that I hold the belief that video games have a lot of really awesome techniques for getting a lot of information and exposition out extremely quickly, right? Because they tend to be so active, they need to find ways to give a steady sense of progression so that you keep on playing. They find ways to put so many pieces of information immediately so that you have enough context to work with the story, right? And I like to believe that you can take pieces, you can take those techniques and apply them to other mediums like musical theater, right? And so, for anybody here who doesn't play video games, there's this thing in video games called a boss battle, right? And a boss battle is essentially an exceptionally hard portion of moments in the game. So let's say I'm playing Super Mario. Do you guys know who Mario is, by any chance? Sweet, let's say I'm playing Mario. Okay, let's say I'm playing a game, right? And
we tried to go classic.
let's say we're playing a video game, and in the game you have to defeat all these little enemies, right? And then you defeat all these enemies, and there's this really intense enemy, like a really strong one. That is considered a boss battle. And Epic is full of boss battles, right? And so this next song that I'm about to show you, it's called Done For. And essentially, Odysseus, after the event with Poseidon, and the remainder of his crew, end up on Cersei's island. Now, Cersei is a witch that turns half of his remaining men into pigs. And so he must go confront her to get his men back. And so this is a little portion of what I call the Cersei saga, which comprises of several songs. And in this specific section, we get to see the boss battle between Odysseus and Cersei. Something to keep in mind is that right before this song, another god, Hermes, came in and gave him a special flower that allows him to mimic her powers. For the sake of this song, that's what we'll do. So yeah. Oh, and Tegan Early voices Cersei. She is amazing. She's a beautiful voice, and hope you guys enjoy.
Lady of the palace, sorry that I asked this, but I hope that I've been misinformed. I sent out some scouts to take a look around through here, and they wound up at your doors. Through the years we seldom get a warm welcome, so I must ask just to be sure. Did you do something to them?
Who, me? All I did was reveal their true form.
You turned them into pigs.
Huh. I don't know who you are nor why you're here, but let me make this one thing clear. I've got people to protect, limbs I can't neglect, so I'm not taking chances here. If you make one wrong move, then you're done for. Anything I do to prove, then you're done for. I can put a spell on you, and you're done for. Boy, you better run, or soon you will be done for.
I don't need to tip your scale, but you will fail at placing any spells on me. I just ate a flower, one that claims your power, so you better cower now and flee.
You must be a liar, mortals can acquire Molly without dire consequence.
I must be a god like you, cause I got this roof from the ground with my bare hands.
Memories gave it to you, didn't they?
Okay, fine, yes, but regardless, you and I are now evenly matched. Our fates are intertwined, they're attached. I've got people to protect, friends I can't neglect, so now there is no turning back. You've made your one wrong move, now you're done for. I will be the one to
spicy after that.
Yeah, but it's 11 a.m., so we're going to save the spicy for later. Do you have any questions? Can we hold them until the end?
Well, it's a question about the word acquire Molly. What does that mean?
Oh, sorry. Molly is the name of the root that, I have to check if it's pronounced Molly.
It's like a drug?
Molly? Yeah, it's like a...
It's the root that Hermes gives.
All right.
Yeah, not the other one.
Yeah.
that would be a show.
Well, yes. Not this one, no. So that's amazing. And like you said, Tegan, just crazy voice. Like so talented.
Isn't she so good?
Yeah.
It seems to me that there's just a lot of people between Tegan and Mario and the folks that we have. I think we've hit over 1,000 people on the live stream, so thank you all. And of course, Michael Fling again. I know you didn't sign up for an arm workout this morning.
Hey.
But you're doing it.
My Apple Watch is going to be so happy with me.
So it seems like there's just so many people who are excited and involved, and the folks here now as well, right?
Yeah, so actually hands down, my favorite part about writing Epic is the Epic community that has sort of gathered throughout like the last year. So essentially, for those of you who don't know, there's this app called TikTok, and TikTok is an app where you make short videos as content. And a bit over a year ago, I started making TikToks, that's what the videos are called, about Epic and writing Epic. So I would post videos of little snippets of the songs, I would post videos of like showing how I made certain songs. One thing in Epic is that each character has an instrument assigned to them, so I would dive deep into those little techniques that I use throughout the show. And throughout the last year, there's been a community that's come together, which has been super cool, supporting Epic and responding and giving feedback and thoughts. And the community is over 300,000 now.
Yeah, he has like 300,000 fans on TikTok. You can follow him
Friends.
with 6 million likes. There's also the Discord community, which is a sort of like select community of people. I mean, you want to talk a little bit about that?
I'm addicted to Discord, that's the truth. So Discord is essentially it's like a chatting app. It's like if I had a building that said, if you like Epic, come hang out. That's what Discord is, right? And it's so cool because you get to actually interact with the people who appreciate your work and the people who are interested in your work. It was really cool about it is you get to let people into the process, right? I think it's a lot easier for us to sort of understand what the musical theater creation process is because we spend a lot of time in it, right? But for somebody who might not spend as much time in it, it's a really cool way to sort of connect us because sometimes they have a point of view that is completely different from mine in terms of the work, and sometimes just listening to feedback, listening to people's thoughts will get me out of a funk that I've been in for like a month, right? And so it's really cool because I feel like I'm able to properly, there's a great balance between writing what I want and writing a piece that I am very proud of, but also getting to write a piece that people respond to and listening to what do they want, you know? And that's always a very fun line to
Yeah, and it seems like, you get to share and teach the community, but then you also get to learn a lot from them. I know I am on the outskirts, I just observe, but I love like hearing people. Like people are their ears, they can pick up on things that you've written in the little Easter eggs that you've done in the music. Like just really, really talented folks in that community. I mean, some folks are so talented, like they've become involved in a way, right?
Oh yeah, okay, so I decided to hold TikTok auditions for a character that I did not have a vocalist for, right? So there's this character, there are two characters, and I'll show them both in a second, but one of them is called Calypso, right? And I did not have a vocalist for this, so I thought, why not? I put a video on TikTok saying, hi, I'm looking for a person to voice this demo. Here is a snippet of me singing it, and then here's the instrumental. Send a video of you singing it, and I'll leave your consideration to voice it in my personal demo. And I did not expect over 700 videos to come in for that. Yeah, and so it was insane. Like I was watching as many as I can. I had family members helping me out so we could like watch as many as possible. Because each video is about a minute long, right? So just 60 people, that takes up an hour. And what was really cool is that because of the reach that social media has right now, and because of the ways that we can incorporate that into the musical theater creation process, we are more connected with the entire world than ever before. Because the person who was voicing Calypso sent their audition all the way from Nairobi, Kenya. And she sounds amazing. Her name is Barbara Wangui, and I'm going to show you this Calypso song right now. For some context, Odysseus has been stuck on Calypso's island for about 7 years, and she is releasing him with some new emotions. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy.
I have to say that this is one of my favorites, so don't be upset if you cry.
want me to.
I hate that I fell in love with you. Why did I fall in love with you? Why do I do this love for you? How am I supposed to get over you? Why in the world would you love me too?
It always gets me. Always.
Barbara Wangui.
And so working with Barbara Wangui, like you said, all the way from Nairobi, Kenya, you were able to do all of this just remotely?
Yeah, so everything essentially that we've been doing in terms of recording Epic has been remote, right? I think that, I forget if it's a 7 or a 5 or 9 hour time difference. One of us was up in the middle of the night at every time we were working together, right? But that's what's really cool, the fact that we're able to do this now, right? And so this isn't the only time that I've held sort of TikTok auditions for a character. I've also held another TikTok audition for Odysseus's wife, Penelope, one of the most important characters. And that one blew my mind. I think at the end there were over 1,000 videos that were submitted for that. So what's really awesome about that is there are so many talented people on the app. There are so many talented people that are out there, and I would not necessarily be able to have the same selection pool if I did an audition strictly in person wherever I am, right? And what's awesome about having such a large selection pool is you get to be really nitty-gritty about the details, right? Because you end up with the quote-unquote problem of there's just so many many great vocalists, right? And that's really a luxury to be able to choose, right? And so the person who voiced Penelope, her name is Anna Casey, and her voice is absolutely perfect for the role. And yeah, I want to show us one last song. This is called The Challenge. For some context, it has been 20 years, Odysseus has not made it home, and there are 100 suitors who want Penelope's hand in marriage back home. And they don't respect her, they've beaten up her child, and things are tense, the stakes are high. So she comes up with a plan to see if she can fix things up with it. This is The Challenge.
I know I said the last one was my favorite, but this one might be. We'll see, you'll see.
I'm supposed to choose a suitor through the crowd. I said I would choose as soon as we leave the charade. They don't know that every night I am thread all the work I've done. 'Cause I'd rather lie than allow them to think they've won. Though I never know that I'd resort to this. Just know I'll be here. But I don't know how much longer I'll last since we saw that storm. And though it was so close to our kingdom, it was far from the norm. Alas, oh, could it be some kind of sign that the world is about to change? Is it finally time for the giant range? So I never thought that it would come to this. Just know I'll be here by your time is running out. Time to be the man of the house. Time is running out. Time to be the man of the house. Whoever can stand my husband's honor and shoot fruit while Alexis cleanly will be the new king. Sit down at the bar and rule with me as their queen. Let the air fly once you know that your aim is true.
Johnny Cage on the TikTok chat said the notes in all caps, and that's how I feel. It's like the notes. So that's amazing. So those are our songs for today, right? Those are all our songs. Hopefully, you know, you're excited about Epic and you want to listen to a lot. There's 40 songs, so that's just 6 of them. Imagine all of the others that you'll get to listen to as well. So now that we have finished that portion, we are going to open it up to questions. So like I mentioned in the beginning, take a few questions here if you have any. We have some questions from folks who submitted online. So please, if you have a question, raise your hand and we'll try to get to you. Adam.
Hi, Jorge.
Hi.
I'm a big fan of the show. It's really cool.
Oh, thank you so much.
I have 2 things I want to say. One, I just want to tell the room what Jorge is doing. Normally, hi, I'm Adam Suze. I'm the music director here at Goodspeed. Hi, everyone. Just wanted to say, often there's a whole music team that's involved in doing what Jorge is doing. Jorge is dance arranging, vocal arranging, performing, mixing. All of it it's an extraordinary talent. So just to bring that, like, this is the work of what would normally be a team of 6 humans. So my other question is about the text. So how much is there a specific translation that you're working off of? How much of the text are you playing with? How much of it are you pulling from a specific or different translations? That's
For sure. So I refer to like several different versions. My 2 favorites are the, which I remember the name, Robert Fagel's translation, and there's also, and I recommend this one to just anybody who's interested in the Odyssey. There is a Gareth Hines graphic novel adaptation, and it's really cool, and it keeps like I would say like most of the story. It doesn't really cut corners or anything. But those are usually what I look at the most when I'm referring to the story. However, I will say that I do take creative liberties. Yeah. If anybody who's super familiar with the Odyssey might have noticed some very significant differences in the song "Done For" with Cersei. Like it plays out very differently in the source material, right? And you know, and I love the source material so much. So it's always like finding that balance between honoring and respecting the source material, but also putting in some creative liberties and adapting the story in a way that where I'm able to tell the story to tell a story with the themes and the motifs that I'm going with for this adaptation. So.
And I'm going to take a question here from the chat. So it looks like Aidanes Rodriguez asks, are you planning to do more for Epic than just making it a musical, like a movie or comic book?
Oh, I would love to do as many things as I can with it. If I could make it an animated movie, that'd be super great. If I could make it a live action, if I could make it, who knows, maybe a VR experience one day, I am super excited and open to trying many different avenues for the future of Epic.
And Squid Frog asked, so her name is Faye, what about the story of the Odyssey drew you to make it a musical? What screamed this should be told through song?
Could you say that one more time, please?
What about the story of the Odyssey made you want to make it a musical? What screamed that this should be told through song?
Oh my gosh, so, first of all, before I started writing Epic, I knew that I wanted to write something massive in scale, Epic, if you would. And I knew I wanted to write something with a ton of characters, and Epic fits the mold so perfectly. There are so many larger-than-life themes, so many iconic, memorable characters that span throughout the entirety of Greek mythology, and the story itself has lasted the test of time. It's been around for thousands of years, and I also just personally love the Odyssey. I remember reading Mary Pope Osborne young novel adaptations as a child.
Yes.
So, yeah, I was super into Jack and Andy and the Magic King. Yeah, I was super into those. So when I heard she made an Odyssey, I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna read this. So, but yeah.
Great. Any other questions here in the audience? Yes.
How do you envision this on stage?
Ooh. Well, here's what I do know for sure, right? The music has this musical language of when we're dealing with mortals, we use more practical instruments, and when we're dealing with gods, it gets more electronic. And I think that same principle can be applied to the stage directions, into the stage, into the entire staging, right? So here's just a really, here's an extreme example, right? So the show starts with humans jumping out of the Trojan Horse, put a wooden horse on stage and have them jump out. And then when Poseidon comes in and sends tsunamis to destroy an entire fleet, then there's so many technological possibilities. You could go into projection mapping or holograms that are being made now, you know? Every time, the times that I have visited like Disneyland or Universal, those are such great examples, because you know the rides that are less roller coaster but more about the visual aspect of it? The technology for visual storytelling is just, it is insane today, and it's so beautiful. And I think we could incorporate some more of that into stuff like that.
So we're getting close to our time here, but we'll do a quick lightning round of questions.
Lightning round.
And there'll be more questions. I know there's a ton of questions from Discord and TikTok, so we'll find a time to answer those later today. I think we said like 6:30.
Yeah.
So we'll be back on 6:30 to answer some more of the questions. But
We'll answer
lightning
more
round.
questions at 6:30.
So Audrey Von Mack asks, which character do you relate to the most when you're writing epic?
Odysseus, because he is learning the lesson that I have learned and am still learning while I'm writing the show, which is sometimes you need to have that inner monster and be able to use it in order to protect that which you love. And that's not me saying go be mean to people. It's me saying you need to be able to stand up for yourself. Yes.
The Party's Rogue asks, favorite video game?
Favorite video game? It's called Kingdom Hearts, and it's about a boy who goes to all the Disney worlds, the Disney universes, to save them from these dark monsters.
Ashley Becker's asked, how do you stay emotionally detached enough to cut songs?
I don't. No, but it's true. Here's the thing. So I'm gonna think of, but the best example I can think of right now. There is a song called "Your Light," right? That I had written for the first draft of Epic, and I like to think that it's a very beautiful song, right? And it works best standalone because it's a song that when you're listening to in the context of the show, it sticks out and not in a positive way. Like it changes like the moments, it changes what characters are talking about and feeling. So in moments like that where I'm like, oh, I really love this song, but I had to cut it, I just think of like, well, you know, I want to write a complete story, a complete narrative that I'm proud of. And there's always a possibility for a cut songs album, so I could do that. And there are so many cut songs. So yeah.
Kinsey/Trash. We're not trash. Asks, what's your favorite motif in Epic?
Oh my gosh, so I didn't get to show it today, but Athena, the goddess of wisdom, her iconic instrument in the show is a piano, and it's got the grooviest sound. It's so fun. So definitely Athena's motif.
Ona, in parentheses, I can't remember my Discord tag, it's like theatery goblin. Where do you hope to have the musical performed?
Okay, so if I could choose right now, there is this theater.
Where do you hope to have the musical performed?
Okay, so if I could choose right now, there is this theater that is currently being Epic. There's this little creature called the Winion, and it's essentially this wind minion that helps the wind god, and they're like this big, and they fly around, and they're really cute, and I want to make merch. I want to have a Winion plushie so bad. I want to make Winion plushies. So yeah, there will be merch.
All right. Any other questions? Any folks here before we wrap? Gloria.
Can you tell us a little bit about your journey? How did you come to write music?
Oh, for sure.
Decide to do that? Were you on a different journey at one point?
Oh, yes. So, I actually, when I was accepted into the University of Notre Dame, it was for pre-med. And in my first year there, I had played a part in a couple productions, and then without telling my parents, I switched majors from pre-med to theater, and they were so happy about it. They were not. But you know, they care. You know, they're my parents. You know, so they're always best for me. And they didn't. I think at the time they didn't know as much about like what my intentions were with theater, and I didn't really tell them. They were like, "Hey, how's medicine going?" I'm like, "It's good. It's great from over here." You know. So yeah, I switched to theater, and then eventually I wrote a musical that at the time was called Superhumans. Now it's called My Heart Says Go, and I'm a co-writer for it. And the musical told the story of a med school dropout who wants to follow his dreams of being a singer. And the cast album for that is going to be recorded later this year. So so if you guys are interested in that kind of story, then keep an eye out for My Heart Says Go.
and now we're here at the festival. On to the future, on to its next stop, maybe Las Vegas, correct?
Oh my gosh, that'd be great. That'd be so fun.
And with that, you know,
And on top of that, so I don't know if I mentioned before, but Epic is divided into sagas. There are 9 sagas throughout the show. Each saga is about 3 to 5 or 6 songs. And so we're going to, later this year, we're going to start recording the songs of Epic in sagas, and we're going to release the first saga of Epic later this year. And yeah, that's what we were going to do.
so look for it, Spotify, Apple Music, everywhere. We'll have that music out to you. I really recommend everything in the chat, so we're really, really excited. Yes.
Where will you be releasing it? What form will it be released in?
Oh.
Is it going to be?
Everywhere. You'll be able to find it on any.
Like if I wanted to get it, would it be like a CD? Would it be YouTube? Would
Oh,
it be-
probably both. I'd probably make it so that it's as accessible as possible.
Streaming, YouTube, physical,
Yeah.
vinyls, we'll do vinyls.
Ooh,
So I just wanted to say thank you to everyone. We do have to wrap here before they kick us out. But thank you to Michael Flynn behind the camera, Taylor over on sound. We came
Thank
in
you
like
so
a
much to the
crazy-
Discord admins,
Yes,
Martina,
yes.
Clara, Kermit, everybody. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate it.
Yes, and everyone at Goodspeed, if you see them, I used to love this weekend when I worked here. So it's really amazing. It's really difficult, but it's really fun and it's totally worth it. So yeah.
Thank you, everybody. That's everything.
Does that turn it on? Hey guys. Hello. I don't know how much that. Oh my god. I don't even know if I got in the frame, so probably not a good cameraman. Okay, I'm gonna turn it off. I'm gonna sign off. Bye everyone. Jay, come over and say hi before I turn it off.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for attending this. Thank you so much for the live stream, for being the best community ever. Thank you so much to Fable, Plutonium Puddle. Thank you so much to Artifexy. Thank you so much to Antikytha. I feel like I'm saying the name wrong. All the names and the Instagrams will be there. Thank you so much to Dillis Rios for lending your art for this. I really appreciate you all. And thank you guys. Gonna have a cast album this year for the first saga. For the first saga. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Hi, everybody. Can I turn this off?
Yeah. We're gonna let it get. I want to get to 400,000. We're gonna get to 400,000 likes, and then we're gonna be done.
We're so close.
So close. So close. All right. Perfect. Bye, everyone.